dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
We welcome you to Pueblo Community College. We are especially delighted that you are able to join us today for this very special ceremony commemorating Frank S. Hoag Jr. and his incredible efforts as the founding father of the Ormond Avenue campus, and certainly as the person we acknowledge as being responsible for bringing higher education here to Pueblo Community College.
Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming out today. It feels a lot warmer here in the sun than it did when I was sitting in the shade, so I'll try and be brief. One of the things I'd like to talk about, Mike gave a really good description of the history of the school and the founding father, and I would just like to let you know how this particular project came about. About 18 months ago, President Erjavik was trying to get together something of a little more prominent when they had the new fountain put in at the end of the sidewalk. And so she asked Martha Simmons, the executive director of the Pueblo Community College Foundation, to meet with Mr. Rawlings and see if what his idea would be about where to put a bas-relief that had been in that position. And it was a bust of Frank Hoag Jr. when he was in his prime as a gentleman here in Pueblo. And so that was right before the Rawlings Foundation meeting. And when Martha put together a request of the Rawlings Foundation, we started talking about it in our Rawlings Foundation meeting and decided that we needed to have something a little bit, we needed to have a better visual. And so we set about trying to figure out what this project was going to be. And at our next meeting, which was the following winter, there were several different ideas of like monuments that we would have, and Dad didn't like that very well. Dad wanted to have a full-size statue, and so we looked at each other in the Rawlings Foundation meeting, and we were very fortunate to have Bob Wirtz and Dave Shaw, who are also members of the Lavert Hoag Foundation. And among all of us in the Rawlings Foundation and the Hoag Foundation, we decided that we would look for a sculptor who could do a full-size statue. And Martha's husband was very instrumental, Glenn, wherever Glenn is, in helping us, I can't see, in helping us find, there he is, in helping us find a sculptor. And we are so fortunate in Colorado to have a bevy of sculptors who are very fine sculptors up in the Loveland area. And so Sutton Betty came down here and talked to us, and we liked him a lot. We hired him to do this sculpture. And I have to say that Martha and Glenn and some of the rest of us have worked many long hours to put together what we have for you today.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you for helping make it possible.
Many of you are 25 years or older. So think about it. This man who was younger than many of our students here on campus had this vision. And when we were talking about this tremendous gift, I remember when we took our daughter to CU Boulder for new student orientation, they take you to the statue of Ralphie. and they say, okay, all you parents, you know why Ralphie's pointing towards the north? Of course, we don't know. And at that time, they said it's to ward off Nebraska. So, in my mind, having Mr. Hoag here is going to become, Mike, part of our new student orientation. And I want every student who steps foot on this campus to hear the story of Mr. Hoag and to be inspired by him, and then for those students to embrace the opportunity for the education that they've been given and afforded. And then, what? Persist and hang in there and graduate and then become productive members of this community.